Welcome to Vital Signs. I'm your host, Jen Godet, and we are here talking about your greatest asset, your health. From peak performance through what's between your ears and your mindset, we cover everything to help you elevate your health and well-being. Today, you're in for a treat. We are going to talk with a very dear friend of mine who is a mindset life coach. And we're going to talk about how that mindset shift can change everything for your life, no matter where you are, no matter what financial situation, no matter what health situation, you have the power to make that change and to elevate that. So today, I want to dive into how does mindset, an intentional mindset, influence not just our success, but our health and our vitality. Welcome to the show, Papi DiNuzzo.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
I'm really excited to have this conversation for you because a lot of people watch my show and they think about where they are now and that it's kind of, they're stuck. We're just stuck. Maybe we have a health diagnosis and we feel stuck. Or maybe we're in a financial situation that we feel is intractable. Single mom, working 2 jobs, can't seem to get ahead. But you came from an interesting story and have proven that that's not the case.
Yes, thank you so much for that. First of all, I say namaste to you and to your entire audience, and the spirit in me greets the spirit in you. The spirit in me greets the spirit in all of your fellow audience listeners. And yeah, from where I came from, a real humble background, so to speak, you could say, with my grandparents coming from the slums of Naples, Italy, and from the ghettos of Warsaw, Poland, and came and worked in the steel mills. I'm born and raised in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, with nothing. It was really, Jen, that look in my Italian grandma Rose's eye, who only had a 3rd grade education. So this is all about, I just want to get the listeners to think, if they can just think of Think and Grow Rich may help to get you there quicker, to start off with Think and Grow Rich. And in my book, this is the next generation, Manifest Anything You Can Imagine, which is available for free. I'll tell you about that in a little bit. But really, whenever I found out and I cracked the code on this, on manifesting through the law of attraction years ago, and what I've done with it, and again, none of this is bragging, Jen, but just for context for the audience, it's sort of like do as I say or do as I've done. So I like to talk about do as I've done. But, you know, what I did is I took a wealth practice after working in a restaurant and with my grandparents and my dad in the steel mills for decades and decades. I took a wealth management practice. I started with $0 in 1989, and I grew to over $1 billion as of last year. No murders or anything. So on top, like 1/10 of 1% in the country, out in the middle of nowhere. I'm halfway between Pittsburgh and Youngstown, Ohio. Didn't know anything about writing books. Started writing books. I've got 6 books. #1 Barnes & Noble's U.S. International, #5 Wall Street Journal, USA Today, etc. None of this is bragging, but just to let folks know, like exactly what I talk about is I eat my own cooking three meals a day, so to speak. So that's how I got here. So I'm just here to help my fellow brothers and sisters. But everything in your life, my fellow brothers and sisters, one of the most common questions I get asked is, Papi, you've turned me on to this. Can you teach me how to manifest? And I say, my fellow brothers and sisters, look around you right now. Every experience in your life, everything around you, your entire reality, you've manifested everything in your life. And if your audience can just open up their mind and just flow with you and I, get in harmony and alignment and flow for like the next half hour, and just open up, that if you've been at this for 20 years, 40 years, 60 years, 80 years or longer, and you're not satisfied with your grades, and what I talk about is health, wealth, happiness, love, relationships, spirituality. If you're not happy with your grades, can you entertain for the next 30 minutes that there might be a different way of doing this? There might be a different way, and you're at a 3D highway or a 5D highway. If you can think it in your mind, you can and will hold it in your hand. I will quote Buddha one time. Buddha said ages and ages ago, Buddha said, not Papi, Buddha, you will become what you think, you will attract what you feel, and you will create what you imagine. So my fellow brothers and sisters, just open your minds for the next half hour and entertain how powerful you are, that you have access to all knowledge and all power of all time. And your body, as a rule, your mind and your body, mental wellness and physical wellness, your body and mind must listen. Your body and mind must listen to you as a rule. Absolutely.
Throwing things over here.
That's why we're getting wound up. Yeah, we're getting excited. The energy's flowing. Yeah.
And so as we dive into that, a lot of us have heard you get what you focus upon.
Yes.
So when we're consuming social media, television, and it's like all this negativity, we reflect that. We take that in, and that becomes our experience. I think about disease process.
Yeah.
You watch it, all the things, and you're consuming, everything's cancer. All of a sudden, you have cancer.
Mm-hmm.
So what we focus upon, we're already doing that. We're already manifesting that, so to speak. And so why can't we shift that thinking? And so as we dive into this, for everyone who is watching, what is the simplest thing that we can do? Because I know people have heard that and they said, okay, I get it. I'm consuming wrong things. I have this negative loop in my brain. What is the first step that I can take to open my mind? Because it's not necessarily the easiest thing to do.
Yeah, the first step is if I can just explain the most powerful diagram. Again, I've been on Earth for 7 decades. The most powerful diagram and image that I've ever witnessed is a stick figure of the mind. So folks will talk to me and I'll ask them, what do you think your mind is? And 99% of our fellow brothers and sisters will say, Papi, I think my mind is my brain. So your brain's no more of your mind than your nose or your toes. What your mind is, if you can think of a big circle around my head and a horizontal line through the middle, a C here for conscious mind, and SC here for subconscious mind. So you have the top half of the circle, the bowl in the bottom is the subconscious mind, a little line here and a small circle down here for my body. So my mind, all of our 8 billion fellow plus brothers and sisters, your mind is your conscious mind working in harmony with your subconscious mind working in harmony with your body. Now this bowl creates and delivers 95% of what we have on Earth. Like 95% of our success comes from here. So it seems like maybe the conscious mind on top is not as important. But to your point, Jen, that you just said is, what's the first thing? So before we can go on offense, we have to play a little bit of defense, okay? And the defense is, my fellow brothers and sisters, is protecting your subconscious mind. So again, this delivers 95% of what you have on Earth. And think of your conscious mind on top of that arc as a shield. Now, what do we have attacking your shield, trying to get in your subconscious mind all day long? You've got news, you've got a bad weather report, you've got social media, music on the radio, parents, family members, peers. And the key is when anything negative, so if the audience again can just open their minds up, we're thinking about open your minds and just imagine you are the king or the queen. You rule your entire kingdom. Your mind must take action on any suggestions you offer to it. So there was a very famous Hall of Fame, Neville Goddard. Neville Goddard said that you can manifest anything on Earth just through your self-talk. So when you pull up to that parking spot and it's a parallel parking spot and you say, you got a parallel park, say, oh, I'm terrible at this. This is going to be a nightmare. This is going to be a disaster. It's going to be a nightmare, a disaster. Your army inside you says, hey, the boss, Jen's the boss, she's the queen, said this is going to be terrible. So as you said, you'll notice that folks who talk about illness an awful lot have a lot of illness. Now, what about successful folks, entrepreneurs or someone? Go out there and take a look at successful billionaires, entrepreneurs, whatever it is, or healthy people. They're talking about success an awful lot more. So when anything comes to you, I teach a class in Kenya and I ask the students, I say, they're 13, 14, 15 years old. I say, can you please raise your hand if you've ever heard in your life that you will never be successful because you were born and raised in Kenya? And unfortunately, Jen, every single hand goes up. I say, we're done with that. From this day forward, you cancel it or you reject it. You literally, like I say, cancel, reject all day long. I say, I cancel it, I reject it, I refuse to participate. You cannot let that into your subconscious mind because it will begin immediately to work on everything in line with the universe and the vibrations coming out of you. And these vibrations, my fellow brothers and sisters, coming out of you are the same as you getting a cell phone and think of wherever you hold that. And you want to hold it as high as you can. That's how you and I met, Jen. Like you're on this vibration, this frequency. I'm here. Somebody says, hey, whatever, bing, your phone's there and bam. That's why we're sitting here today. But my fellow brothers and sisters, just open your mind. You are in control of your entire life, your health, your wellness, your mental wellness, your subconscious mind as a rule. So auto-suggestions is how they're defined. Auto-suggestions are suggestions from yourself to yourself. And as you said, whenever we're talking about these things, we've got to be real careful. You know, on the drive over here, I see a billboard, 1 out of 3 of you are going to get this, you know? So our human beings start thinking, oh man, yeah, I think I'm probably going to get that because diabetes, my dad had it or something, or my dad died of a heart attack. You see one of so many, so we've got to be very careful, protect your subconscious mind at all costs.
I can't
cancel, reject, yes.
And it works the other way.
Yes.
So you have 2 successful people sitting here in this room, and I believe that anything is possible. And if I see a problem, I'm going to solve it. And I may not know how to solve it, but I trust and I know that I will find the right people to bring together to solve said problem. Like, I know that this is the case. And so that's the same thing with our health. We talk about mind over medicine a lot in health. I was in medicine for 20 years, and it's a huge thing. Like, when people come in and they're in pain, guess what? Chronic pain, the majority of that, it's between your ears. It has nothing to do with a physical biomechanical fault or whatnot. So it really does. There's a tremendous body of research to what he is speaking about. So I just want to highlight what Papi gave you as homework to do as your first step. And that's to open your mind, and the next time something negative comes in or you see it, cancel, reject. No, that's not me. Switch it to the positive. What is it that you want? Who do you want to be? And what do you want to attract in your life? And that is with regards to your health, with regards to your wealth, your spirituality, any aspect. Because when we have that positive mindset, when we have that positivity, negative can't live in the same space, and we get what we focus upon. We do have to take a brief break, but stick around. You're not going to want to miss what's next as we go deeper into this with Papi. We will be right back.
Oh no.